Troy and AJ are in the house. This is World War G on CosmicPotatoNetwork.com.
All right, you primitive screwheads, listen up.
I am Iron Man. That's a big point.
Pizza Dude's got 30 seconds.
You are a toy!
It's Leviosa, not Leviosa.
Why so serious?
The city's flying. We're fighting an army of robots. And I have a bow and arrow. None of this makes sense.
And welcome to World War G, episode 294. I'm Troy.
Troy is literally one of a kind. He's a goblin or a hobbit or a kobold, which is a type of gremlin.
I'm AJ.
AJ, what kind of name is AJ? What, do you race cars?
We are inching closer.
Ever closer to
Ever
episode
closer.
300.
Mm-hmm. We're 6 weeks, 6 episodes away at this point. So let's get to season's eatings.
Hog the eggnog, don't share a drop. Slam on the turkey breast, get it while it's hot. Don't be rude, close your mouth till it's true. Season's eatings to my people, enjoy your food. Hog the eggnog, don't share a drop. Slam on the turkey breast, get it.
So I wanted to grab these from work really quick because I was afraid if I didn't, they would disappear.
Right.
It's a good thing I did because I did not see them today. I grabbed them yesterday, didn't see them today. These are limited edition, of course. Hostess, Donettes, hot cocoa, and marshmallow.
Not a donut, but a donette.
A donette.
Aha. Is that just like a miniature donut?
Well, that's what it says down here. Mini donuts.
Oh, okay. I actually once saw a midget eating mini donuts. I wanted to take a picture so bad. Like, that would have been like the greatest picture in my life because it looked like a normal sized donut to them. I'm like, but this is rude. I
once saw a little person on a 3-wheeled motorcycle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Helmet and all?
Yeah.
And at first you thought it was just like a child?
No, I didn't think it was a child.
Okay.
Because he was actually getting gas.
Oh, gotcha.
But then he took off and I was just fascinated. Like, I don't know why. I was like, good for you.
Yeah.
Look at him doing normal people stuff.
Oh, jeez.
like they're not normal people.
Yeah.
Anyway, so here's the thing. I have a bit of a cold.
Yeah.
Which is why we're recording Tuesday and not Sunday. And so I have had no taste or smell for like the last 3 days.
I will be your sight, taste, and smell, Troy.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to carry the load on this one.
Deal.
I might be able to taste a little bit. Well, these are really crumbly.
So it's gonna have to be a really strong taste, to actually.
In order for me to taste this, it would have to be like menthol.
Oh, wow, okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Well, you can describe the textures, right?
It has a texture of sand and tastes like nothing.
It is kind of gritty. There's a layer, it's like caked with sugar on the outside of it.
Yes.
So it is a little bit gritty, but I do get that hot chocolate marshmallow-esque taste to it.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
Wish I could taste that.
Right? You're like, I love hot chocolate.
I do.
I actually picked up a big container of it just the other day. I'm like, all right, I'm set for winter.
There's something very comforting about just sitting down with a nice hot mug of hot chocolate.
There is. Yeah. Wrapped up in a blanket, watching a show, reading a book, something. You have to be doing something sophisticated.
You do.
I feel like you do have to also drink it with your pinky out. I mean, it's no Earl Grey, but
right.
Yeah.
Well, here's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to do the 1 to 20 yourself.
All right, deal. My only downside with it is it is a little bit crumbly, and there's quite a bit of sugar on it. But I love the flavor.
It's not very structurally sound.
No, it's not. It feels like they're gonna like fall apart.
Mm-hmm. Like the chocolate ones and the powdered ones that we've all had. You can hold them and they don't crumble. That one,
no, like you have to
it'll
be
just
careful
fall apart
as I'm pulling it out of the bag. Like one of them, like
it crumbled in half.
Mm-hmm. But I really like the flavor, and that's what's kind of like carrying it a little bit higher than what I would normally give it. So I am at a 1 through 10.
You gotta do 1 through 20.
1 through 20.
Because
okay.
I can't do 1 through 10 because I don't have any skin in this game. I don't have any glaze on this donut.
I would say about a 13.5 because I feel like you would give it a 6.5 and I might give it a 7 for flavor.
Okay.
So, yeah, 13.5.
Okay, so 13.5. All right. Good enough.
Perhaps next week when you can taste it, you can kind of chime in and see if I was even close with that. Because, man, I do like that marshmallowy flavor and chocolate.
Yeah, I'll hang on to him and wait till my taste comes back. Which I'm hoping will come back here in a day or two.
Coronavirus!
Actually, in full disclosure, I haven't been able to taste anything since Thanksgiving.
Oh, wow.
But I know it's not corona because I have 1, no other symptoms, and 2, I'm congested.
Yeah.
And I'm coughing, or I was coughing and sneezing, so I know it's a cold.
And you sanitized everything before I came over.
Well, more or less.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
You know, sharing is caring, Troy.
Yes, exactly.
Just kidding.
All right. So, I guess now the tradition is just every time we record, another celebrity is going to be dead that we talk about.
We should just come to assume that.
We should. They should just be its own segment at this point.
Who's dead?
Yeah. Who died this week?
This week, who died? Who geeky died this week? Weeky? I don't know. There's potential in there.
Let's see. Celebrity deaths, death graveyard, Hollywood
horrors. Horror.
Hollywood Cemetery. No, that's a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Hollywood movie.
Who died? I like that best.
Right. Well, anyway, we lost another Star Wars legend, and this one's a big one, literally. David Prowse, who played Darth Vader, died just a couple days ago. I think he died on Sunday.
Such an iconic character, and by far, like, in everybody's top 10 as far as most recognizable villains of all time.
Yeah, definitely one of the most, if not the most iconic villain of all time.
I mean, he's right up there with Jaws.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like Norman Bates and the Joker. Yeah, like he's definitely up there.
I would love for us, like, we'll have to do this sometime, put together our top 10. I'm not sure if we have done this in the past, but our top 10 villains. What is his name? From No Country for Old Men.
Yeah.
He'd probably be up, man. He's creepy. That bull haircut.
Yeah. Anybody that has that kind of haircut, you know, he's not right in the head.
No. But David, yeah, he will be missed.
So, here's the thing with David Prowse. Obviously, James Earl Jones is the one that, you know, did the voice of Darth Vader, that iconic voice.
Right.
But David Prowse was the one who, I mean, he was in the suit. He was the one that brought Vader to life. He was the one that, you know, did the movements. He was the one that did the choking and stuff like that. I mean,
well, it would be like if somebody else voiced a part for Doug Jones, right? It wouldn't take anything away from his portrayal of the character, and you would still think of him when you thought of the character, right?
Right, and that's what I'm saying. It's like when you think of Darth Vader, you think of the voice. But
you also think of like him controlling the Force and him doing like all these different actions.
And like the lightsaber battles were all him. I mean, so a couple of things about him. I heard that when George Lucas approached him, he said that you could do one of two roles. You could either do the villain, Darth Vader, or you could do Chewbacca.
They're both big roles.
Yes, and I think
Chewie gets a little more screen time.
Yeah, but I think Darth Vader's a bit more iconic.
True.
Or has become a bit more iconic.
Right. I mean, but he didn't know this at the time.
Right. But I think maybe he just wanted to play the villain. Like, I would assume, like, that's the role I would have taken. Like, yeah, I want to be the villain. You know, I want to be the bad guy.
I didn't realize that he was also in, like, Clockwork Orange, Horror of Frankenstein, Frankenstein, and The Monster from Hell.
He did a lot of stuff. Pretty much if you needed, like, just a big dude, you got David Prowse.
Right.
Yeah, let's see. He was in Casino Royale. He was in a bunch of stuff. And he actually came to Salt Lake Comic-Con a couple times.
Yeah.
Never did go up and talk to him.
We didn't get a chance to get an interview.
But I did see him. I went to a table that he was right next to. And he was still, even as an old man, he was still a big dude.
Yeah.
Maybe not as big as he used to be, but, you know.
They didn't have to do much when it came to the suit as far as, like, getting him to fill it out.
No.
Right?
No.
It's just like a t-shirt, basically.
Right. And another cool thing is he trained Christopher Reeve when he got the part of Superman.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Because Christopher Reeve, like this, you know, tall, scrawny, lanky dude, and he's like, well, we need to put muscle on this guy.
Mm-hmm. Let's
hire Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Put some pounds on him.
That's an awesome choice.
Yeah.
Training like, you know, the beacon of hope. Trained by Darth Vader. Mm-hmm. He was his Padawan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there you go. Excuse me. R.I.P. David Prowse. May the Force be with you. So, we've lost Chewbacca.
Yeah.
We've lost R2-D2. We've lost Darth Vader. We've lost Princess Leia.
Who's next?
Han Solo.
That's my money. I was just about to say that.
Between like Harrison Ford. Well, we got Harrison Ford. We got Billy D. Williams. And we got Mark Hamill. I think Billy D's going to go first.
Really?
He's not in great health. Yeah.
Harrison Ford does kind of have more of a, what's his name? What the hell is his name? I just lost, his podcast brain here. But he kind of has that older man, like, gonna live forever kind of. The good, the bad, the ugly.
Clint Eastwood?
Clint Eastwood. He's got this kind of Clint Eastwood-esque vibe about him that he's just going to, like, keep going. Although I recently watched an interview with him, and, I don't know, didn't seem like everything was, like, clicking.
With Harrison?
Yeah. I don't know if it was just because they were asking him all sorts of different questions, and he was having to, like, look left and right and all over the place.
He was probably high. He's a well-known pothead.
Yeah. Huh.
Mm-hmm. Huh. Yeah.
So that's who your money is on?
I bet Billy D will go.
Okay.
Next. Yeah. Out of that cast. Okay. Let's get to This Week in Geek.
This Week in
Geek.
So we have some interesting stories this week. First one, we've said many times on the show, you can be geeky about anything.
Yeah.
It just doesn't have to be superheroes and comic books and stuff like that.
All things geek.
Yeah, you can.
We don't discriminate.
Yeah, you can be a nerd or a geek about a lot of stuff. Watches.
Yeah.
Shoes. You know?
Although LARPing,
Beanie
that's
Babies.
where we draw the line.
That's a little much. It's a little much.
Or furries.
I don't know.
Troy's like, I've been attracted to a few of them, waggling that tail.
All I'm saying is I can see the appeal of the furry.
Yeah. Because
it's anonymous.
True.
You know? There's something empowering about wearing a suit like that you can just... You don't have to worry. You don't have to be self-conscious.
Yeah. No, that's half the reason why a lot of the cosplays that I'll do, like Rorschach or the Red Hood, I do like the mask, because then I don't know, I completely understand that you feel empowered and you can just do whatever you want and nobody knows who the hell you are, you know? Not that, okay, I'm not saying like murder or go out and murder somebody,
right.
but like, yeah, you feel a little bit more free, a little more empowered. Yeah.
You do. It's like when I went as the goon.
Yeah.
And I was wearing that mask, and kids were literally terrified of me, and I loved when they walked by, I would just stare them down.
Yeah.
It was hilarious. Anyway.
All things geek.
Yeah, all things geek. So I'm sure there are some people out there might be geeky about paleontology.
Yeah.
Dinosaurs, right? I've always been a lifelong dinosaur fan.
Growing up, you know, so close to Dinosaur Park.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I found this interesting. There are a couple dinosaurs found frozen in time while fighting to the death. 67 million years after their ferocious encounter. And you know who the dinosaurs are? It's the T-Rex and the Triceratops.
Oh.
How perfect, right?
Right? Yeah.
Apparently, these two were locked in combat, killed each other, and died, and...
Side by side?
Side by side,
yeah. And
they were buried for all time, for millions of years, and they were found back in 2006. That's when they were first discovered, but because it's two skeletons together, fossilized together, the thing weighs, I think they said 50 tons or something.
Seriously?
Of rock, yeah.
Oh, wow.
So it's taken this long to finally get those skeletons 14
out. 14 years to pull them apart?
Yeah.
They were locked in a battle even after death.
But here's the cool thing, though. These, first of all, it's the first complete T-Rex skeleton that's ever been found.
Yeah.
Most T-Rex skeletons, scientists can say
50 to 60,
they're
70%.
They're kind of guessing, okay, we think this is what it was.
It would make sense that it was like this, but now they know for sure.
Now they know for sure. Yep. And the bones themselves aren't just normal bones. These have texture to them.
Really?
You can see, where the outline of skin and bone or muscle was, and the Triceratops has one of the T-Rex's teeth still embedded in one of its bones.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
that's legit. I was just about to ask that. I know it's a full skeleton, but it's probably got some busted up parts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's cool if you go look at this thing online. You can see the textures, and it's so cool.
So we're gonna actually get a more accurate description and what a T-Rex looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Once they can chisel away at this thing, but yeah.
That is way cool.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Are they able to say besides them, was it just them dying side by side, or
let's
did they fall into some sort of a pit together?
Paleontologists were shocked to discover distinct skin impressions and even injuries so long after the bloody battle. Among the most notable wounds was a T-Rex tooth still gouged in the Triceratops' body. Since they were discovered in 2006 in Montana, the ancient remains have until now only been viewed by a few dozen experts. Years of work were required to extract the 14 ton, that's what it was.
Oh, wow.
14-ton skeletons and arrange their purchase by the Friends of North Carolina Museum of Natural Sciences. So no, they don't really say. So we have not yet studied the specimen. It's a scientific frontier. The T-Rex includes the only 100% complete skeleton ever discovered. This makes it even better preserved than another superbly preserved Tyrannosaurus Rex called Sue. And its Tyrannosaur companion is a young individual, not yet fully grown.
I recently watched on YouTube this collab where they had the craziest things happen ever in sporting history that have been recorded. Mm-hmm. And there was one of them that this is kind of reminded me of. It was these two boxers that they were like going back and forth at each other. And all of a sudden they both swung, hit each other, knocked each other out. And like we're just laying there and like everybody was kind of stunned in the audience and didn't know who to declare as the winner because they hit the ground at the exact same time. And I imagine this is exactly what happened. You know, they're just like biting at each other, fighting, and then just, and just fall over dead side by side.
Yeah. I just think that's so cool that they found them like post battle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They both had cigarettes in their mouth. Speaking of something similar here, post battle, the boys on Amazon have never shied away from pushing the envelope or shying away from gore, blood, sex, like you name it. They've probably done it or thought about doing it, right?
Sure.
Well, it recently they have said and thrown up on Twitter that they were going to have a superhero orgy. Here's what they had to say. Okay. Approximately a year ago, Kripke posted on a Reddit AMA, "We just figured out how to do a hero-gasm. It'll come in season 3, maybe, if we get picked up for season 3. I've always really wanted to do it, but needed to figure out our twist on it so that it's not just an hour hardcore porn. But I think we've got it.
No,
super excited about that." See, and I was thinking about this, and I'm like, well, why would they throw this in there? What's kind of the reasoning now? And not just to, because for the most part, when they have sex or they have these, like, really horrific scenes, like the airplane scene, there's a reason behind it, and they're trying to move the plot along. And here's what I think. This is just kind of speculation, but I imagine they're trying to show how flawed these superheroes are and really put a dividing line between the good and the bad.
And the ugly.
Right? Yeah. So in the comics, they've already had this like scene work itself out, but they wanted to kind of do it, put their own little twist on it and do it a little bit differently. And I would imagine that, well, because like what happens in the comics is these heroes say that they're going to fight this supervillain, and then they just go out of, go to a remote location and have sex and do whatever the hell they want, kind of let their hair down. But it's under the whole guise that they're fighting crime and that they're protecting Earth and they're, we're helping you. Which only makes them even more horrible people, right? and that's what I think that this is like supposed to kind of portray. That it's just like, well, and it makes you wonder which superheroes are actually going to participate in this. And yeah, in season 2 they did show, or actually was it? I think it was in the first season, where they kind of showed a little like sex den or a place where they go to have drinks in a bar. But they haven't gotten this far.
Right.
And there's some superheroes with some crazy powers, and it'd be interesting to see what actually happens behind closed doors.
Yeah. the superhero sex has been portrayed a couple times.
Yes.
That I've seen. Like on, they did it once on Smallville.
Mm-hmm.
When Lana Lang got powers for a while, her and Clark, you know.
Yeah.
And then Smallville experienced earthquakes.
But it was more tastefully done, and they didn't show much on the screen?
No, they didn't show it. I mean, it's CW. You can't really show anything.
So it really was Smallville.
Yeah. And there's been like stuff in comic books and that sort of thing, but
even here in towards the end of the second season, 2 characters with superpowers hook up.
That's right. That's right.
I don't want to spoil anything for anyone if you haven't seen the second season, but yeah, they definitely hook up, and she's just like, burn me. Yeah. You can't hurt me. I'm not breakable. And then,
how many people would constitute an orgy? I was thinking about this.
Well, in my experience, no.
Right. Every time I've been to one. Because here's why I thought this. There's the Seinfeld episode. You might remember that Jerry wants to break up with this girl and to date her roommate. And George is like, can't be done, you can't do it, can't do the switch. Then he comes up with an idea. Ask her to have a 3-way with you.
Okay.
Because then the girlfriend will be offended, but the roommate will be flattered. So the girlfriend will be like, fine, you have him, whatever. He's a pervert. I don't want him. So then Jerry says he's not going to go through it. He can't be an orgy guy. And I'm thinking,
3 people.
3 people isn't an orgy. 3 people is just a good old-fashioned threesome.
7 people. Man, I'm going to have a weird-ass Google search. I'm like, how many people constitute an orgy? Apparently 7 is
7.
The proper, for a mini semi-orgy.
Okay, so 3 would be in threesome. 4,
That's
got couples.
Like couples, yeah.
2 couples. 5, you'd have couples in an alternate to go back and forth.
A pinch hitter.
Right. 6... It's just 2 threesomes going.
Yeah.
Okay, so 7. All right. Interesting.
They've really given this some thought.
You can do 4 and 3.
Thanks, Google.
All right. You can do 5 and 2.
You're like, I'm not sure whose leg this is.
Yeah. I'm not sure where I'm putting it, but
it's going somewhere.
It's going somewhere. I see a bunch of holes and it's going in one of them, so.
But they've got superpowers, and I feel like they would have to be, like, I'm sure there's going to be some killing going on, right? Accidental deaths, like collateral damage, right? Because not all superheroes are created equal.
Right. Well, there's this thing that was written.
The Deep, there's like, something smells fishy in here.
There's a thing that was written about Superman, and about how he and Lois Lane could never actually have sex.
Right.
Because it would be like holding up tissue paper and then shooting a shotgun through it.
Right. Yeah.
If you get my meaning.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean...
if it goes this fast, like, for Superman, it would go this fast.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's been studies on this. So it'll be interesting to see.
I feel like we need to do our research, Troy. We'll go down this rabbit hole for you, so you don't have to, everybody.
I've gone down this rabbit hole a few times.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Let's move away from orgies here for a second.
Yeah.
Just for a second.
Okay.
So this story has made news everywhere.
Yes.
And
you can't go on social media without seeing it.
There was this, and I'm sure if you're listening to this, you've probably heard. There was this big metal monolith found here in the Utah desert. Now, here's the thing. This metal monolith apparently has been out in that desert for years.
Seriously?
Yeah. They just now found it. And it was found by some people that were, I think they were counting goats or something. Wild goats or, I don't know. Counting some sort of animal. And they found it. Now.
And this isn't uncommon because, like, I had a friend that one summer, she went out and counted cacti.
Yeah.
They had to, like, make sure that they were, like, a specific species that they were looking for that was kind of endangered. So, yeah. They went to some remote places and they're like, all right, head north. Go south this time.
Scientists be counting,
yeah.
You know? But here's the thing. There's been a couple updates. So, a couple days ago, the monolith disappeared.
What?
It's gone.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Somebody went back to look at it. It's gone.
It was taken?
I don't know.
Okay.
But here's a second update that the GF sent me, because she's been keeping me updated on this monolith story.
Yeah.
She's our reporter in the field. She goes, now a mysterious Arthur C. Clarke-style monolith appears in Romania.
Say what?
Another one has appeared in Romania. Just as this one in Utah disappeared, another one appears in Romania.
What's the connection, Troy?
Aliens.
Oh, man.
That's what it is.
It must be. That's the only... That's
the
the sound...
only explanation. Aliens.
Is it identical to the one that was found in Utah? Like from the pictures and from...
Not quite.
How heavy was it? Do they even know?
Heavy.
Because I was wondering if you couldn't just, like, back a, truck up to it and take it.
I mean, it was several pieces of steel hooked together with, rivets. So it was this long rectangle shape. And apparently it was quite heavy.
Okay.
So it probably took a few people, or aliens, to move it back and forth. Right, so...
But I don't think they just took it. I think somebody else just hopped on the bandwagon in Romania and built this thing.
Right, so here's the one. Here's one that was in Utah, right?
Yes.
See, it's nice and smooth and everything.
Yeah.
Here's the one that was in Romania. See, look at that one. Look at the texture on that one.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it looks like it's kind of shot up, almost, or I don't know.
So, yeah, there's another... Well, it has, like the way that they made the metal, it's like they took...
smoothing, like...
Right. And it just kind of did circles around it.
Kind of like you're polishing something.
Yeah.
But actually grinding down the metal a little bit.
Yeah, like they took a grinder and, yeah. So I thought that was really interesting. That as soon as the one in Utah disappears, a one in Romania appears. And nobody has seen people put you there or take them from the spot.
Watch, there's one that appears like somewhere else that it makes a perfect triangle and it's exactly the same distance from each other.
Right.
That's when I'll start thinking something's, sus. Like,
then a massive void opens up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Big thing shoots up into the sky. Then we all start praying to the monolith.
Yes. What is that movie? Not Interstellar, but the other one where they just communicate with these aliens.
Oh, with Amy Adams.
Yes.
They were octopus creatures. Mm-hmm. And they communicated with like weird ink. It was her and Jeremy Renner. What was that called? Not Interstellar. That was Matthew McConaughey. It's not Contact. That was Jodie Foster.
Arrival.
That's what it is. I like that movie.
Right. It was really well done because it wasn't so much... It was more of the science of communication.
Mm-hmm.
Right? No, it was fantastic. Jeremy Renner, he's definitely an underrated actor. Maybe not so much anymore now that he's like Hawkeye.
Right.
But, yeah.
Yeah, so we will we'll keep you posted on the monolith. or the GF will.
Yes.
She'll keep me posted because she's apparently our monolith reporter.
Or monolith in the sky. I don't know.
Well, she's familiar with long, hard things.
But
Sorry. Couldn't help myself. She's gonna listen to this and she'll laugh at that. She'll laugh at that joke. That's why I love her.
So, there's a Negan spin-off series potentially in the works. Jeffrey Dean Morgan hasn't said no.
But he hasn't said yes.
Very true. Okay, so he said in response to a tweet where they were saying, hey, is there a potential Negan spin-off possible? At least like 6 extra episodes? And Jeffrey Dean Morgan responded, he said, we shall see. I'd like to think that no door is closed, a great character with many stories to tell, but again, much to still do here on TWD. Many episodes still to shoot. Right now, I'm just excited about that. So, he played it really close to the chest, right? However, I would love to see him, because before the apocalypse, he was a coach of a high school. He was like a high school coach that didn't shy away from swearing and yelling at these students, and so it only made sense that he would carry around a baseball bat.
And Lucille was the name of his wife, right? Or was it his daughter?
I know it was somebody close to him. I can't remember, but. Yeah, that would be really cool to see him kind of as a coach and his descent into... Because there's structure to the way that he has a group, and it's completely a polar opposite to how Rick Grimes did things, right? He kind of like let everybody have a say, and this is more of a dictatorship with Negan.
Right, whereas Rick was more of a democracy.
Mm-hmm.
Negan's, he's a dictator. But he puts the dick in dictator.
Well, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it would be cool to kind of see his...
descent into...
Yeah, kind of his rise in the ranks and how he,
got where he got.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Got all of his followers.
Because he does have, there is a order to it, and he does trust people, but he doesn't shy away from setting an example and killing somebody, even somebody really close to him.
Yeah.
But he kind of became a bitch after Carl died.
I stopped watching.
Yeah, I haven't seen the last season. I kind of gave it up, but he went all soft and he was like, "Oh, this is my boy. I've always wanted a son." Yeah, I want to see the Negan that killed Glenn.
Right,
that's the Negan that I want to see. That was the Negan that got you back on board with watching The Walking Dead for a while, right? Yeah, I would love to see. And as far as a story premise goes, do you have anything in mind that you'd like to see? Should they stay pretty close to the comics or make it their own?
I think it's pretty easy. You show Negan as a coach, a month or two before the zombie apocalypse breaks out.
Yeah.
Then you see him trying to deal with this, and...
Is he at the office, or is he at school when the apocalypse happens?
I imagine it'd probably be at school.
Right.
Right. Then he has to take out a couple of kids, probably with a baseball bat.
Yeah.
Comes home, finds his either wife or daughter has also been changed to a zombie, has to kill them.
It could be really reminiscent to, Train to Busan, where you've got I don't know if you've seen this one zombie movie or not.
You've talked about it at length.
Dude, because they have a prequel now, and now they have a sequel that just barely dropped yesterday, and I just picked it up.
The prequel is Car to Busan.
No, it's Seoul Station. It's not spelled Soul though. Seoul,
right? Seoul
Korean
Korea.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But in there, they did have a scene where they had some high school kids that were helping out this other dude get to his daughter. And so they're all wrapping up in pads, and they're all protecting themselves, their arms, so that they can kind of push off zombies and using baseball bats to beat the crap out of them. So that could be such a cool scene. I would love to see that. Just a bunch of his students that, some of his best pupils. He's just dude, you, get over here. Blows his whistle, they all come running, and then he just takes them to go rescue his family or to try to. And then there's kind of that scene where he has to kill like either one of the students or his family. I'm not too familiar with the comics, but yeah. It could be really cool.
Yeah, could be cool.
And just package it as kind of a Firefly-esque, small, concise 6 to 10 episode series and be done with it.
You end it to where when he has his full compound and he goes full Negan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. You don't run it on like a couple of seasons. Because, The Walking Dead is notorious for doing that, but I feel like if you made something concise, people would love it that much more.
Yeah. In California, city of Burbank has partnered with one of its most famous businesses, DC, for a 7.5-foot tall bronze Batman statue that is now on display in its downtown area. The 600-pound statue was digitally sculpted by Alejandro Piera Escura, based on DC Chief Executive Officer Publisher Jim Lee's seminal Hush arc of Batman, which I actually, this is the first time I'm reading that story.
Yeah.
And I looked at the statue, I'm like, that looks like Jim Lee Batman.
Mm-hmm. Sure
and
enough.
it is.
You're like, I know my Batmans.
I do. I know my comic artists.
Yeah.
The statue came out of partnership with Burbank's tourism agency, Visit Burbank and DC, whose parent company, Warner Media, is the city's largest employer, even besting the Walt Disney Company. Wow, I didn't know that.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Which has offices and studios in the city limits. DC has been based in Burbank for 5 years, after 81 years in its hometown of New York City.
Do they eventually kind of carry on with this and do the whole Justice League?
I doubt it.
Right?
I doubt it, yeah.
One statue's enough?
I think so.
Especially since you already picked, like, your Batman. He didn't really have the coolest Justice League with him. Right?
Well...
They were more campy. They were... I don't know.
And if you look, I want to see it at night, because it has lights on the bottom, on the base.
Yeah.
So I want to see what that statue looks like at night. The only thing I hate when they have the cape draped over one side of him. I don't know why. That look just bugs me.
Yeah. It's got to be both shoulders.
Yeah,
right?
both or none.
Mm-hmm. Do you prefer it where it's on his shoulders or just back behind it?
Every time I've drawn Batman, I usually draw it to where the cape kind of goes over the shoulder.
Right.
And down.
Right.
Yeah.
To where he could actually use it, because he's used it as a weapon before, or an extra, like, arm, basically. Like, an extension of his arm.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder if they have Batman's statue at night.
Here, I'm Googling about orgies and Troy's Googling about Batman. They've got to have pictures, or, like, even if you were just to go to images...
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Hang on. Burbank Batman statue.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of just random statues.
At night. Well, there's a lot of pictures of the statue. But oh, there's one at night. Oh, it looks cool.
Okay. Now that does look like the Caped Crusader.
Looks pretty cool. Looks
it
pretty
does.
cool. Yep.
They did the lighting just right.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That's all I wanted to see.
Fair enough. One final story. There's a glimmer, not just Batman, but there's also another glimmer of hope for 2020. And that comes in the form of 3D Doritos are coming back.
Woohoo!
Right?
Yes!
First released back in the 90s, 3D Doritos. These puffs were delicious and all of the craze.
They were awesome.
I only got them like once or twice, though.
I got them all the time.
Really?
All the time.
Do you remember the flavors that they had?
Yes. Well,
Nacho cheese.
I got ahead of myself. I remember the flavor
of them. Yeah.
Because I only really got usually the nacho cheese.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did you ever, like, fill them up with easy cheese?
No.
They'd be really good with some bean dip. Maybe.
I'm not a big fan of bean dip.
You're like, just eat them by themselves?
Maybe we'll do some experimenting. When are they coming out?
They are set. Let's see, January 18th.
January 18th. Okay.
Correct. So the 2 flavors that they have shown up on their Twitter account were 3D Crunch Chili Cheese Nacho and 3D Crunch Spicy Ranch.
Ooh.
Man. I have high hopes for both of these.
So what we'll do...
I've never eaten a bad Dorito.
Me neither. I've never had a bad Dorito.
They're right up on there, like on par with Oreos, even maybe more so. Right? Oreos has had a couple of stumbles, but I don't think Doritos have.
Sometimes if you get a bag of chips, you kind of get one that maybe kind of burned or something, or that weird green one.
But as far as like the flavor's always there.
Like
right?
Doritos, everyone perfect.
Yeah.
So what we'll do, January 18th. We'll try to track these down, and we'll do some experimenting. We'll get some bean dip. We'll get some easy cheese. We'll get a few other dips.
Everything that you'd have in the 90s.
Mm-hmm. See, because we had the Dunkaroos.
Yes.
And you enjoyed those.
Right.
So we'll have to continue on.
That was also on our hunt for the death chip.
Yeah.
I still have PTSD from that.
Which maybe since I can't taste, maybe I could really handle it now.
Yeah. Oh, 3D Doritos.
I'm excited.
Same.
I'll have to get some of that and some crystal clear Pepsi and watch my 90s commercials and just get transported back.
Simpler times.
To a much better time.
Post-pandemic times.
Yes. Pre-pandemic.
Pre-pandemic, yep.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, let's do a segment we haven't done in a while.
Yes.
Which is Troy's Toys. So I got this figure a couple days ago. I bought it same time I bought Mortal Kombat 11 for my Switch.
Yes.
It was a very geeky little trip to Walmart. And I always browse the toys.
So you purposely went there just for Mortal Kombat 11 and then happened to stumble across this guy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because I always go to the toy section when I'm there just to see what they got.
Yeah, what's new?
Mm-hmm. And I found him. It's Master Chief from Halo. And looks like he's about 7 inches. That seems about right. But he was only $20, and he comes with 2 guns.
Okay. A couple of different hands?
Several different hands. Yeah. Now, it's not the greatest made figure. I mean, if you kind of check his arms, they're kind of loose.
Right.
But the reason I bought him is so I can paint him up.
Yeah, when you go to lift up his arm, it kind of
it falls.
Falls down, yeah. If you're trying to pose him. And I do, for whatever reason, they nailed the helmet. It looks spot on, like the video games. Mm-hmm. But for whatever reason, I feel like they didn't get the color exactly right on him. He seems a little lighter.
Really?
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know enough about Halo to make that sort of judgment.
But he would look really cool with some bullet holes or some bullets that grazed his armor, or throw him out in the street a couple of times. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
scuff him up a little bit. Yeah,
exactly. And
that's what I'm gonna do.
He's got just something on his chest plate that kind of, I don't think it's not a symbol. It looks like a couple of scuff marks, but you can do a much better job.
Yeah. But I mean, for $20, it's pretty good.
Yes.
It's a pretty decent figure. They had him. They had oh yeah, you're right. He is does look a little lighter, doesn't he?
Right.
Okay. All right. Yeah,
that's kind of the Master Chief that
Right. They had him. They had, the red one, the blue one, a couple others.
Okay. No, he's by far the coolest.
Yeah. And like I said, I'm going to paint him up. And I'll throw pictures of him on our Facebook page, but...
Sweet.
Yeah.
Have you had a chance to play Mortal Kombat 11 yet?
No.
Yeah.
Because, one, I needed the little disc.
Like an SD card?
Yes. To go into the Switch so I can have enough space.
Okay.
I had one when I bought my camera.
Right.
So I used that, but I don't have Wi-Fi here.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
I could use my personal Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
But when I tried to download it, it said it would take roughly about 92 hours.
Oh, geez.
So
yeah.
I need to go find some Wi-Fi somewhere and do it that way.
Okay.
But I really want to play. Bugging me. Maybe I'll go to Entertainment after this or something. And
just quickly download it?
Yeah. Go to McDonald's or something.
I jokingly say that to some of my friends when they're playing and their internet's kind of shit. I'll just be like, dude, like, what are you like? You know, are you at Target or something? Right. Like, you got some McDonald's Wi-Fi that you're using?
Right. I'm gonna go to Starbucks or something.
Yeah.
Grab myself a latte and sit there and play Mortal Kombat.
Oh, that actually sounds like a lot of fun.
Doesn't sound too bad, does it?
Yeah, no. So, we'd also kind of like to introduce another segment. We're calling it, well, it's a working title, or it's a work in progress. What you watching?
What you watching?
Yeah. Our current shows that we're kind of watching, and just making our way through. We haven't quite finished them just yet, but we'll give you a full review once we have. But
because full disclosure, we don't have any revs or recs.
Yeah.
For this week.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to do this. So on your recommendation, I started watching The Queen's Gambit.
Yes. For anybody that's unfamiliar with it,
it's a show about chess.
Yes. That they've actually made interesting.
Which they've made interesting. Which I know sounds boring. But it's not.
No.
It's actually really quite interesting.
Yeah. She's got a messed up childhood.
She does. There's the character is Beth Harmon, this little girl who, when you first see her, she's just been in this car accident. Her mom's dead, so she goes to an orphanage. She finds this janitor when she's down in the basement cleaning the erasers. Finds this janitor, and he's playing chess by himself.
Yeah.
And so he starts to teach her the game, and turns out she's kind of a chess prodigy.
Right. She's able to, like, with some assistance of some drugs.
With some drugs, yeah.
She's able to envision whole entire matches in her head.
Yeah.
Like, I love that whenever she's looking up at the ceiling and she's just seeing this chess match take place, right?
And so you kind of follow her journey through being a child, being a young adult, and she goes and plays in all these different chess tournaments, and you wouldn't think that chess would be suspenseful.
Right.
But it is.
They somehow make it, like, on par with some of these other great sports movies.
Because, and I know really nothing about chess. We were talking before, I've lost every chess match I've ever played.
And my coworkers and I, we've been on kind of a chess kick as of late. Like, it goes through phases. We were playing, like, cards, and then we went and moved to, like, the Switch, and we're playing a lot of, like, Smash Bros, and now it's kind of turned into chess is the new thing. So we've been playing match after match. Man.
The show almost makes me want to learn chess.
Mm-hmm.
Almost. I know.
That's impressive. And you're not quite finished with it. You're on, there's 7 or 8 episodes?
Yeah, I'm on episode 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Like, I know the basics of chess. I know how the pieces move and everything.
You know the names of the pieces?
Yes.
Okay.
But I can't see several moves ahead, and that's a big thing in chess.
Oh, yeah.
And there's also different strategies and different...
the Sicilian defense.
Yeah. There's defenses and attacks, and I don't know.
I would like to get better. Like, I'm pretty decent at chess, but I would like to get better with the names of the locations. I mean, it's pretty straightforward.
Oh yeah, like King
to 5G or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get that. I don't know.
I mean, it makes sense because you're kind of like playing just on a small little 64 grid board,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Like I said, I could learn. I don't want to. But I highly recommend checking out the show. It's on Netflix. Yeah, it's actually really good. It's really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It's fascinating because you see this character and chess becomes such an obsession with her that she really blocks out
everything else.
Everything.
She can't even it's weird. She can see moves, hundreds of moves ahead, but she can't see what's right in front of her face sometimes.
Yeah.
With like romances or with other people, and she's an interesting character that she lets very few people close to her.
Yeah.
And if they don't know chess, she's pretty much kind of shunned them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That actress has huge eyes, by the way. Her
Right?
eyes are massive. Yeah. She looks like an anime character.
She really does. It's like the Alita.
Yeah.
Or Akita, or whatever. What is the...
Alita.
Alita, yeah.
Battle Angel.
Mm-hmm.
Except it's Alita Chess Master.
The show that I've been watching recently, and I've seen it before and watched it all the way through, but I don't remember all these episodes, and it's just one of those fun ones to go back and watch. It's on Hulu. It's called Blackadder.
Sure.
I used to watch it growing up. Did you ever get a chance to watch this?
I could never get into it.
Really?
I was a big Mr. Bean fan.
Yeah.
I watched a few episodes of like Red Dwarf, but Blackadder I just could not get into.
He is kind of Mr. Bean. Rowan Atkins is Mr. Bean-esque in the first season, but basically in a nutshell, he plays a character, Blackadder, that there's always been a Blackadder and there's always been a Baldric throughout history.
Mm-hmm.
And so in the first season, it's medieval times, and in the second season, it's kind of you've got a queen and knights, or I guess it's more of the English Empire, perhaps. And then he moves on into the war times, and it's just so much fun. It's got that witty, snarky humor that I love, and if you love any British, if you love Monty Python, you'll really appreciate this.
Right.
They do have a lot of characters that cross over from Monty Python.
Which, I love both those things, but...
Yeah.
I don't know.
For whatever reason.
I mean, I'll give it another try. I mean, last time I tried to watch it, I was a kid, so...
Right.
Yeah, I should give it another try.
Yeah, no, it's pretty witty. And I am on the fourth and final season, at least the ones that they have on Hulu. There is technically a fifth season, but yeah.
Okay.
It's worth taking a watch.
All right. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Anything else I'm watching currently? No. I don't think so. Okay.
Alrighty.
Let's wrap her up then. So, here's where you can find us. For now. You can listen to all of our episodes at worldorgy.podbean.com. We're on iTunes, Google Play, CosmicPotatoNetwork.com, Player.fm, iHeartRadio. We're everywhere.
Yeah.
On social media, you can find us at facebook.com/WorldWarGPodcast. You can find all of our merchandise at shop.spreadshirt.com/WorldWarG. You can also email us anytime.
Day or night.
At worldwargpod@gmail.com. You can also call or text the show at any time at 801-747-9516. So,
feel free to let us know what you've been watching.
Yeah, absolutely. Give us some recommendations. So this has been World War G episode 294. That has been AJ.
That has been Troy.
Stay geeky, my friends.
Doing all Russian.
Stay geeky, my friends. Comrades. Stay geeky, comrades. I've been accused of being a communist before. Makes sense.